I'm Greg Owen, motorcyclist and lawyer. I've been riding, racing, building, and collecting motorcycles for the past 40 years. During my time as a professional motocross racer in the 70s, I decided to give up my racing career and become a lawyer. I did that to help other riders who had nowhere else to turn. Over the course of my 30-year career, I've represented hundreds of injured clients and resolved their cases for more than $900 million. My goal is to tell the history of motorcycling in America, one bike and one rider at a time.
I have with me Steve Scott, who's a 2012 Trailblazers inductee into the Hall of Fame. Hey, thanks for talking to us, Steve.
It was great to have the honor and be here with such a large group of neat people.
How did you first get into motorcycling?
Well, my parents were never for motorcycling, so I had to sneak around and do it behind everybody's back. But I managed to hide enough motorcycles from them to have a good time. And later on, they found out I was too old to stop, so they let me go at it. But yeah, I started probably on a Wizard motorcycle back in the early 50s or mid 50s.
Boy, I remember those Wizards. Okay, so now they know you're bitten by the bug. What happens next?
Well, I started hanging around some other friends that were racing motorcycles, and I spent a lot of time up in the Santa Monica Mountains learning how to ride, and rode a motorcycle to the races one day and raced it, and I managed to ride it back home, and I don't think that I did anything other than crash a few times and maybe finish, but you know.
Okay, I got to. So, what kind of bike can you ride to the races, and then race it and come home?
I believe that was a Tiger Cub, and it kept running for some reason.
Who did you race with back then? How'd you get to the track?
Well, friends, I joined the Dirt Diggers, and a friend that was in the Dirt Diggers, Sonny Nutter, gave me a ride to the races and back a couple of times, and I ended up buying an old 52 Plymouth, cutting the back out of it and hiding that from my parents. And at that point in time, I got more and more involved. Got a job at Santa Monica Honda, and it was an education.
People around the country don't realize the Santa Monica Mountains, before they turned them into a conservatory, that was an incredible place to ride, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it'd still be a great place to ride if they didn't have helicopters out there chasing you.
That's right. So you're riding your dirt bikes, you're looking at the ocean on one side, you're looking at downtown LA on the other. That really was a treat, wasn't it?
Yes, and you could ride up there and go all the way up to Ventura and further, and it was really fun.
And now I want to talk about this little bike shop you opened. If you asked me, Steve's Bultaco is the most recognizable name in motorcycling as far as a shop.
Yeah, it was Steve's Bultaco, and I think I sold it in '68. Then I ended up manufacturing motorcycle parts, and sold them to motorcycle dealers around, and even manufactured parts for Bultaco to sell through their distributorship.
Well, when you owned Steve's for that period of time, you sponsored some racers, didn't you?
Yeah, there was a number of kids that got sponsored. Larry Wilburn, Dudak, John Reagan, Bob Vaca, just a lot of friends.
My recollection is that you formed a company called Works Performance, which really revolutionized motorcycle suspension.
Well, I won't say I formed it, but Gil was definitely the brains of the outfit. Doug was the money in the outfit, and I helped put it together.
My understanding from Gil's mouth is you were one of the partners.
No, I was that, yes.
What's your favorite place you ever raced?
Probably Prado Park. Pikes Peak was definitely one of them. I just enjoyed all kinds of racing, from speedway to road racing.
I've heard about Pikes Peak, right? And I've never been there, but now that these kids have these GoPro cameras, little cameras they put on their helmet, I saw one of the guys going around to Pikes Peak with that camera. It scared the death out of me.
Well, it's a fast course, and you don't want to go off the road, and The average speed is probably somewhere around 68, 70 mile an hour for average, and that's before they paved it.
You have to be fearless. You can't worry about that drop off. I mean, or you're not going to be able to go.
No, you just have to keep your eyes on the road and try to remember where the rights and the lefts are.
As far as the people you've met in this business, I know you've met many, you've sponsored them, you've ridden with them. There are probably many. Just tell me a couple of people who really you cherish having a relationship in the motorcycling industry.
Oh, there's far too many to hit them all, but you know, everybody from Malcolm Smith, Preston Petty, Gene Romero, Sonny Nutter. I grew up with a lot of fantastic riders that taught me an awful lot, and I've seen an awful lot of their dust. So.
Well, those are truly golden days, and it's an honor for me to interview you and to talk to you, and I look forward to seeing you on the stage tonight. You deserve the award. I'm very happy you're getting an award, and I know your family is too.
Well, I thank you very much, and yeah, my family did make it out here, and it's great to have support.
All right, so thank you very much.